Hello, this is Globlaw321, and today's tutorial is 011, 3 in binary, and 11 in decimal. Now, today's tutorial is going to go over the loops, starting with while, then to for, and then to for each. So, let's focus on this while. So, first I'm going to say I want my x to equal 0 to start off things. I'm going to say while x is less than 4, and then I'm going to have this block of code. So while this x is less than 4, it will execute whatever is inside. So I'm going to say echo taco 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to do a break in the HTML. Then I want to make sure so I'm not having an infinite loop, because if I do not change x, then it will loop indefinitely or infinitely. Then I'm going to say plus equals 1, so that after one loop, x is going to be 1. It still follows under this. After two loops, it's going to be 2, and it's going to continue until it reaches 4. And when it hits 4, it's not going to execute what's inside of here, and it will go on to the rest of the code down here. Now, if I save this and take a look at it here, this is where x equals 0, x equals 1, x equals 2, x equals 3, and then when x equals 4, it does not continue with it. So I'm just going to comment it out here and do that. Now, let's go to the for loop. Now, it's pretty much pretty simple. I can actually cut this here and say for, and then paste it in, because it's the first thing it runs. And then the next part, it's kind of like the while. I'm going to say x is less than 4, and then the next part will run after each iteration that it runs. So I'm going to say x plus equals 1. And I'm going to enter in the same thing here. So pretty much the for loop is a compound while loop. It's pretty simple, and it puts it in a functional way that you can understand. So I've run this as the same result, and I can actually put like a dash here, $x into my double quotes here that executes and checks for variables, and then I'm going to save it, and it's going to say 0, 1, 2, 3, just like how it's supposed to. Now if I say less than and or equal to 4, it's going to execute that fourth part. Now I'm going to undo that. Now, the next part I'm going to go over is called the for each loop. Now, the for each loop handles arrays. It's meant for arrays. So I'm going to make an array here. I'm going to say, first I'm going to set it as an array. And then I'm going to go array, brackets equals, and then I'm going to say socks. And I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it a few times. And I'm going to say toilet paper, pudding, and how about some forks? I'm going to say for each, and I'm going to say array as, and I'm going to say item. Now, what happens within here is it breaks apart this array piece by piece, and every item it has, it goes through a loop with it. And this right here, like for the first loop, it's going to go through socks, and the socks is going to be named as the variable as the item. Here, I'll just show you. I'm going to say echo and then $item, and then I'm going to put in a HTML break. And I'm going to save it. And see here, it's in the same order right there. Now, if I tried something like in terms of something a bit more complex with like strlen or string length, I could do strlen, and then I can put in that and save it. And it's 5, 12, 7, 5. That looks like 5. That looks like 7. That looks like more than 10. This looks like 5 here. So here we've established that it will sequentially go through each of these array items and name it as the variable item, as I have here. If I set to item E, I would have to put in this Y at the end of this too, so it still stays the same. And I can just show you that it stays the same. Now, it breaks these apart and then we can process it that way. So if you want to say something like, let's see here, you have a big list, so you can go through and say and then I'm going to put another space, and I'm going to say here bricks, and I'm going to save it. Now why did I do that? It's going to say socks and toilet paper and pudding and forks and bricks, and save it. And oh, that's right, I need to take off this string length here so that it says what I meant. Socks and toilet paper and pudding and forks and bricks. Pretty simple there. Now if you noticed, it still puts on this and right here because I have it running each and every time. You can do some future things with strings to get rid of problems like that, or do some comparisons with which item it's on. However, that's not what we're going to work on today. So let's say I have prices in here, like I'm going to put $1. No, I'm going to put $sign beforehand. Let's see here. $sign. I'm going to put a space here, and I'm going to put a break. No, I'm not. And I'm going to put this concatenate here. I'm going to change it so that let's just say I want to make this a bit more complex. I'm going to say array. I'm going to put socks in the array, and then I'm going to put the price for the socks. I'm going to say 12. And by the way, you can use array kind of like a function, but you can separate all the values within it with the commas. So I could say 20 for the toilet paper, even though it's outrageous. And I'm going to say here, I'm going to make the pudding only 0.02 because we're going to have really super cheap pudding. And I'm going to say here that the forks have a price of 30. Now, what can I do here? I could say here that that the item, just a moment here, the item, and I'm going to say, since I know this is in position 0 already, I'm going to say item and then bracket and there 0. It's going to say socks space. Then I want to have the price is, and then I'm going to say $sign, and then I'm going to say here itemy, I'm going to say bracket 1, so I can access this price variable here. And then I'm going to put in a HTML break to keep things clean on the page. I'm going to save it, and I'm going to comment that out there. Refresh it. Socks is $12, toilet paper is $20, pudding is 2 cents, forks, it's not like grammar, but is $30. Now, really straightforward here. I can have arrays within arrays. I can infinitely have arrays and arrays, except to a certain level. I don't remember what exactly. You can find that out on PHP.net. However, usually you do not ever hit that limit because there's no need to, unless you're doing a huge system file array check. That's pretty much it for today. I'll kind of repeat some things here. This while loop, there's kind of like 3 parts to it. First, I'll copy this here and leave it in the comments. I established what my first X is, then I'm seeing what is true, and then I'm adding to make sure I do not indefinitely loop. And then 4 is pretty much built the same way. It first defines the beginning, checks what is true, and then adds to make sure it does not go in infinite loop. You're usually safe if you use this format with for. That's pretty much all I have to say today about that. And if you want to know what's on my next tutorial, I'm going to kind of implement a form element that's special with the inputs, and it's called the drop-down menu. And we're going to use this nice for each part right here. I'm also going to show you how to use the equivalent of for each with just using for, and some of the array functions we've handled before. That's it for today. This is CloudPop321 signing off.